Hey everybody, and welcome to Comic Breakdown. If you are new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the content that we have coming out. And today, we are diving into Aquaman issue number 66, Endless Winter Part 4. Now, Endless Winter is the DC event currently coming out all through December. And if you haven't been keeping up with it, check out my playlist. I'll leave it in the description and at the top of this video. You guys can get caught up completely on this event. And so in part 3, we found out that the Frost King's family had been murdered by his clansmen, and that he was more of a metahuman, and when his son died, is really his turning point to the monster he became. And so without further ado, let's dive into this issue. So getting into this one, we pick up in 10th century Arctic Circle, Greenland. And the Frost King is just losing it because his son has died. Edwald Olafsson then began to spawn storms that spread the Northlands. Summer vanished and the landscape became a blanket, snow and ice winter hellscape. So much so that the people had to flee south. They had to try to get away from him. And this is when the heroes confront the Frost King. Hippolyta, Black Adam, Swamp Thing, and the Viking Prince going toe-to-toe with the Frost King. And as this battle plays out, we're really seeing that even these four all together are really no match for this guy in his current state. And Swamp Thing attempts to grab him, wrap him up. And in doing so, the Frost King turns and literally freezes Swamp Thing to death. Now, picking up in present day, Aquaman and Mera, along with their son Andy, are headed down to Atlantis as it is literally getting bombarded with ice monsters. And they make their way inside to the city council and just let them know, like, we're here to defend. No matter the politics involved with anything going on, even if there's no monarchy anymore, we're here to protect the people because you haven't looked outside and these people are suffering. And this is where Aquaman asks for the help of Jurek Bias, and he tells them of creatures formed within molten heat at the heart of the planet. Fire trolls. And the thought here is if we can get to these fire trolls, we may be able to help them, like get them on our side to help us defeat these ice monsters and possibly even have an ally against the Frost King. And so Bias and Aquaman head down to the planet core, as far down as they can go until they hit the molten lava rivers. And as the fire trolls approach Aquaman, they're seemingly trying to attack him, and this is when they're wished away by Mera. And she pushed a lot of them back, like a true show of power. And as Aquaman and her go to try to talk to these fire trolls, it's seeming that she is able to command them because of her show of force. They're willing to do whatever she needs done. And so we see these two riding seahorses with an army of fire trolls running behind them. And they head to Atlantis to clear out all of these ice monsters that are ice serpents, if you will, trying to take over Atlantis. And at the heart of the storm, we see the Frost King searching for his family. And that will be the end of this issue. Alright, so what is seeming to happen here is that the Frost King is using all of these creatures to try to find his family wherever they are. Because that's really all he wants at the end of the day, is to find his family again. And it's becoming more of a sad story than anything else. Though he is making, billions suffer because of his suffering. But it's really turning out to a story that just seems like, if one or two things could have turned out differently, if maybe one or two people had been nicer or kinder, things could have turned out vastly different in this whole story. And we can only imagine how powerful he is now. We saw him fighting the Queen of the Amazons. We saw him fighting Black Adam, and they were losing. And now he's empowered with Kryptonian crystals left behind from the Fortress of Solitude. So he's got to be unimaginably strong, and he was already ridiculously strong to begin with. So we're going to see how this plays out in the next issues. I believe the next one is Justice League, followed by Teen Titans Special. Now, if you guys have not been keeping up with it, be sure to check out my playlist. I will have everything Endless Winter related up. If you have not yet, please be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and until the next video.